in last training session? Any issues emerge from it, or any rethink?
No, we're okay. We're got through fine, and we'll be as selected.
Your group,
Same.
The changes you did make, what were you thinking behind?
Well, 3 of them were forced. You know, with obviously Cheney suspended, Seedsman had that hamstring, and with Mitch McGovern, it was, you know, he had a fairly significant AC, and you know, looking at him train on Wednesday, it was just felt like it was a reach too far for him this week. So rather than push that on and go through the whole range of jabs and everything else to try and get him there, understanding the nature of this game and the physicality of this game, it was deemed probably better to not play him this week and give him a chance to be ready for games to come.
Jake Kelly, just on those changes, what has he, I guess, what has he done to warrant being omitted, and what does he need to do to get in?
Well, he was unlucky, Jake, in terms of it was. I mean, obviously with Brodie coming back in and Tom Dudo being available after his concussion, it was just a matter of, you know, unfortunately 8 doesn't go into 7 in terms of our backs. So, you know, he misses out this week.
What are your expectations for Brodie Smith? What are your expectations?
What expectations? Oh, just get back and play. I mean, it's fantastic for Brodie and the work he's done. I mean, he's worked his butt off to create the opportunity to play footy this season. So, you know, I know he's looking forward to the game. We know the quality of the player. Saw a bit of that last week at sample level. So, for me, expectations is not really what it's about for Brodie tomorrow. It's just about coming back and playing and doing what he loves to do.
How close was Richard Douglas to us?
Yeah, well, Dougie was close from an ankle viewpoint. He felt crook early in the week, unfortunately, so he ended up with a virus, which, you know, laid him in bed for a couple of days. And by the time we got him out on Wednesday and trained him, he was still feeling a bit lethargic. So probably nearly there from an ankle viewpoint and nearly there from a health viewpoint. But again, going into this game, having been out for 3 weeks, we just felt smart decision was, you know, he wasn't going to be able to give, you know, talking to him, give everything he had on Saturday. So unfortunately, he didn't come up.
Ken, what seemed bad weather for you last week? Is it timely because it's given you some sort of understanding of the windy conditions you'll have to play tonight?
No, not really. Nothing will prepare you what Ballarat prepared us for. It was quite different. It was not so much the wind was there, but the temperature was the biggest factor for us. Last week it was, I think, at times -1, -2 in the last quarter. So, no, it won't prepare us for that. We're familiar with the Showdown for a start. We're familiar with the ground we're playing on. It's always a little bit breezy here, so it'll be okay.
But does it help your players after they'd had that element of doubt by their skill errors the previous 2 weeks that they can get through a game in tough conditions and still load up their attack?
No, well, it doesn't hurt, but I don't think it makes much difference. I think we're 19 games in, so it's, you know, if one game's going to change your thought, I don't think it will for us.
Don, just on selection. Just on selection again. Bryce Gibbs, there was a report earlier in the week that he might be dropped.
No.
Sorry, Don, come closer to the microphone. There was a report Bryce Gibbs might be dropped. Was there any truth to that at all, or anything in your mind that he could come out of the team?
No, with all our players, we're working on things, you know, in terms of what they're doing well and their areas to improve. But yeah, I'm not sure where that's come from.
Is this a game that Brodie Smith has had penciled in for a while to return to Showdown?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say he penciled in that one. He's sort of thinking his rehab was going to lead him to play 2 weeks ago, and he'd circled this in his calendar as where he'd like to return. And as I said, to his credit, he's hit every marker, and you know, he finds himself out here tomorrow, which is great.
Do you expect that to give the team just a bit of an emotional lift to see what he's been through and also what he adds on the field?
Well, that was certainly when we announced it the other day. You could feel the group was really happy for Brodie, and you know, he's a well-liked player in the group, and yeah, they'll probably feel better about themselves maybe tomorrow, but I don't know if it's going to be the difference. It's going to be just good to have Brodie back out. He's a good player.
Ken, sometimes since Port Adelaide went into a Showdown holding the trophy and also as favourites, how does that change the way the mindset of the players coming into a derby?
Look, it's a simple answer. It doesn't, because we both Don and I both know that Showdowns are more often than not tight. They're tough. You know, we spoke about them this morning. They're a toss of a coin game, regardless of ladder position. More often than not, we don't expect it to be any different whether we won the last Showdown or we lost the previous 5. It's the game tomorrow that's counting, and we've got to make sure you know, there's lots to play for, and we've got lots to play for, not just to win tomorrow.
So how do you help the coin fall your way?
We concentrate on what we do well. We acknowledge the strengths of the opposition, but most of the time we should spend our time in what we do well and understand and recognise what that looks like. And if we do that, we'll give ourselves the best chance.
Yeah, Tom Jonas said earlier in the week on the radio that the power hates the pros. Do you?
It's showdown week, we do. Yeah, that's what happens. You know, we got rivalry, but, you know, there's a difference between hate and football hate. You know, it's two teams who have got an enormous amount of pride who want to beat each other every time we play. So does that mean in some silly way that we hate them tomorrow night? Yeah, probably, but we look forward to the opportunity to compete with them and try to beat them.
Don, what does this game mean for your season?
Well, it's pretty substantial, I would have thought. You know, where we're sitting on the ladder, the reality is we need to keep winning, and that, you know, starts tomorrow night. So, you know, the importance of the game can't be underestimated. That's the reality of what we need to do tomorrow.
What do you make of some speculation during the week about Texas leadership? And see the right man, as coach, see the right man leading the club next year?
Yeah, well, I heard some of the bits and pieces around that, and to be honest, I struggle with it. To be really honest with you, because 3 weeks ago they were lauding him for his performance against West Coast, where he basically picked up the team in Q3 and Q4 and dragged us over the line. And he has a couple of off weeks, misses a game through suspension, and maybe his form's not the level he wants or we'd like ideally, but you know, I just reckon there's a point where you got to go, you know, just let the guy play, let him be. I mean, he's a great leader of our footy club and has been since I've arrived at the footy club. And, you know, is he playing as well as he'd like to at the moment? Maybe not. But, geez, it's pretty quick to change opinion for people. They jump on and off pretty quickly.
How's Patrick Ryder, particularly after the setbacks he's had this year, but how is he for this showdown in particular?
Yeah, no, he's fine. He's in really good space. Obviously, we got him back a week probably earlier than we thought last week. Gives him a good run into the game. Same with Tommy Jonas. They both get a good run into the game. They, you know, hopefully they'll still get better after this game. But, you know, Paddy's was a small injury, one that held him up for a week, but not a significant injury. It's not like we're dealing with his sore Achilles.
Was Jack Thompson in doubt with a bit of a knee injury?
No.
And how was he close to his hand?
Yeah, well, Jack certainly was in no doubt. He, like every player that plays in a game of footy, they're a bit banged up at the end of the game, but he was always okay. And Doug's probably, you know, he's probably a chance next week, I reckon.
Don, Sam Jacobs has a history of performing well in showdowns. Are you confident, given his form this year with a few injuries and being a bit up and down, he can get the job done again?
Well, it's a good challenge for Sam. I mean, he obviously came up against Max Gawn last week, and Max was pretty influential. So for Sam, you know, he's as you say, he's performed well in these games in the past, and great opportunity. You know, as I said, with a lot to play for tomorrow night, a great opportunity not only for Sam, for a lot of our guys.
Another big one-on-one is Charlie Dixon coming off a great 5-goal performance against Daniel Talia, who's battling injury just a little bit, probably.
Yeah, he's still a little sore, Daniel. But yeah, again, this is what showdowns present, isn't it? They present these great matchups, whether it be Sam versus you know, Paddy in the ruck, or it be Daniel and Charlie Ford, or whether it be, I don't know who's coming down back on text, mate.
Eddie and Jonas, or something like that.
Something like that. You'll get it. That's the matchups you get, and that's what, you know, that's what draws people to the game, and that's why the game has such significance. But you know, clearly, you know, Charlie's a dangerous forward for them. He's a dominant target for them. You know, they go to him quite consistently. So, good challenge for Daniel as well.
Can you go back to Ryder? What is it, that rivalry that they're building between him and Sam Jacobs? What's it mean to him to deal with the fact that Jacobs a couple of times got showdown medals against him, and the debate about who is the better ruckman and who should be?
Yeah, it might be a boring answer, but it's not that big a deal, I don't think, to either player, I wouldn't imagine, but they want to win tomorrow night, and they both want to win the battle tomorrow night. But, you know, whatever happened in the past, it's happened in the past. Tomorrow night's the key ingredient for both of them, I'm sure.
And you were pretty animated last showdown. Can we expect similar emotion this one?
You said I was pretty stupid last showdown. I was. And I was silly. Pressure of the game, the emotion of the game got you in a state you'd prefer not to be in. And look, I'm hoping that we can win again. I'm sure I won't be out of control again.
There's some rumours circulating that Matty Nicks is going to be targeted by other clubs. What does he mean for Port Adelaide? And more importantly, what sort of hole will be left if he, you know, leaves and goes elsewhere?
All our staff are really important to us. We've got a good group of coaches, and we look forward to them all fulfilling and doing their jobs to the best of their ability. You know, they would be the first to say there's a big game tomorrow night to focus on. Let's focus on that.
Are you aware, has there been any talk between Matty and the Giants?
Sorry?
Has there been any talk between Matty Nicks and GWS?
Oh, no. Not to my knowledge. I mean, that's not for me to take care of. I look at the things that are in my control, and it's a game tomorrow night mostly. You know, the Coaches Association have things in place which I'm a member of that help and support all coaches in the competition, and, you know, that's what they're there for.
So the Coaches Association shows Ben Hart as not having a kid for next year. Is there a reason for that? Have you spoken to him as to where he's placed?
Yeah, we've had, again, without going into detail of my conversation with Ben, we've had conversations with Ben ongoing about his continual involvement in our program next year. So that's part of the discussions we have with our coaches.
So why would he be on the list if he's on the list to looking for another job? Is that because you haven't come to terms with him?
No, well, the list that comes out is the guys who are out of contract for next year. That's the list. Those conversations are happening ongoing, as I'm sure they are with Ken and his coaching staff, around those coaches that you want to retain, and those that maybe are looking for other opportunities. So that's the process the Coaches Association has set out around how they manage the end of season.
So he's uncertain where he is next year?
No, he's not uncertain at all from our viewpoint.
Well, Ross, sorry, can I just throw one more? The Crows famously ended fourth season in the final once. Given this is effectively a final for Adelaide, would there be any extra delight for Port Adelaide getting a win tomorrow night, or is it just business as usual?
Not one little bit. For us, we need to win ourselves. It's a massive game. Let's not make any bones. We could be fourth, or we could be 9th or 10th. It can all turn on its head in one game.
Thanks, guys.